Welcome to class. Today we're going to connect opposing forces and harmonize them. I think that is a nice encouragement for the world right now is to let's have those opposing forces harmonize and put that energy out there. So our energies that we're connecting are the foundational energies and the root and the earth, and feeling that support of the earth at the same time as lifting up and floating and lightening the rest of the body. And you can take this idea anywhere with you as you walk through life. So let's begin. We're actually going to lengthen out on the mat with a blanket, because part of developing our peak pose today, which is Warrior 3, is to lengthen and really feel yourself across that horizontal plane in space. So let's get horizontal. Take your blanket and just to open up our upper back, we can take that blanket and roll it up, or a towel, whatever, roll it up at 3/4 of the way up the mat. And so you leave space for your back of the skull up there. I'm placing it long ways because it's a nice way to drape the back muscles around the spine, just down towards the earth, as well as the shoulders. You can also, if you prefer it horizontal and you want to take that on the bottom tip of your shoulder blades, as we've done before, you can do that too. Or you can roll it up and take a seat at the bottom of that blanket roll, take the feet to the floor, and a nice calm, easy way down is to just support yourself with your hands and bend the elbows, hold the back of the head, and then allow the top of the skull to touch the mat, and just situate yourself on the blanket so that you feel the heart energy rising up, keeping the knees bent, feeling the sternum reaching up, opening up to the sky, and then feel the shoulder sockets just draping down. I see someone's coming in. Draping down towards the floor. Keep the palms open and the arms long next to the body. So taking this drape effect of our muscles that work so hard on the back, just giving them a moment to settle and release. Again, if this bothers your lower back at all, just adjust the blanket so that it is on that middle of the spine. And otherwise, you can take the blanket horizontally at the bottom of your shoulder blades just to open that up. But take the feet to the floor, rooting down through your feet, spread your toes, lift the toes off the mat, and then place the toes on the mat again so you can really feel an extra grip, not hard grip, just that connection through every toe to the earth. Close the eyes. Come into your breath and watch the path of the breath. Last week we were witnessing the breath, so we'll take that approach right now. Noticing in this horizontal plane that we're elongating the spine and allowing the breath to travel on that horizontal direction in through the belly, expanding the ribs, and then the chest rising up. Exhaling. As you exhale, you get that back body connection to the earth and feel the immediate release. And as you come into the practice, notice your breath and notice the quality of that energy you bring today, whether it's a shallow breath or deep or warm or cold. Without judging, simply noticing the breath. Taking our moment here to settle to, my email talked about rest, right? So we're doing an active rest here where it's very beneficial in a different way than sleep, quieting the mind. Through the breath, bringing peace to the body. Noticing those rotations of breath. Let's bring it to the conscious breath path. So Sip the air in through the nose. This is Ujjayi breath, calming to the nervous system. Hear the sound of the breath, and then exhale out the nose, but open the back of the throat. And just as you exhale, notice the sound of that breath. It sounds a lot like a wave. In through the nose and out through the nose. If it's more comfortable for you to breathe out of the mouth, you can do that as well. Let's take 3 rotations of Ujjayi breath, and we'll continue that through our practice. With each exhale, the shoulders drop more to the floor. With each inhale, you feel a bit lighter in the front body. And now ease yourself over onto your side, remove the blanket. And if you have a strap handy or any kind of belt, you can do that. Or if you want to hold the back of your thigh for our hamstring stretch, you can do that as well. Inhale, take those feet, those bent legs, and let's bring the right knee towards the chest, circle your ankle. And then the other direction. Since we're going to be doing that balance, we're just giving a little nice energy to those ankles. Warrior 3 is awesome for your ankle strength, and they'll take the strap around the ball of the foot, and let's straighten out the right leg, allowing the hip socket on that right side to drop, the top of the femur to drop into the hip socket along with the gravity. Follow that Ujjayi breath again. And notice the sensation on the back of the leg. And let's bend and straighten the leg. So we're bending and straightening the right knee, just allowing the hamstrings to get a clear message of release that's gradual. Without forcing. And if you want to keep the angle of your leg diagonal to match the left thigh, you can do that too. We're carving out that path. And then on your next exhale, lift that leg up to straighten. And we'll take our strap and guide the toes so that they're slightly pointing towards the left shoulder, and the knee is going to align with the middle toes. So we're subtly getting into another hamstring here. You might feel some sensation as you take the toes and point them, and keep the knee aligned, and just a slight bend in the knee and a slight straighten. Following that inhale as you bend the knee, and as you exhale, lift up. Being careful not to hyperextend your knee, but just push through that heel and feel that glide in the right knee. Take that strap and guide the toes to neutral again, and then point the toes towards the right shoulder slightly. A different sensation will probably happen. Inhale, bend the knee, keeping it tracked and straightened. All the while that leg is dropping into that hip socket, getting a message of flexibility, of fluidity into those joints. Inhaling and exhaling. Nice. And then we'll bend the right knee and allow that leg to go long on the mat. And then the left leg as well, just to feel the difference already in your practice that you're bringing to the lower extremity. Take the feet to the floor again. Inhale the left knee towards the chest. And let's circle that ankle, feeling the connection there in those fine-tuned joints. And then we'll circle the other way. And then take that strap around the left foot and straighten out the left leg. Notice here if your shoulders are lifting up towards the sky, and exhale to see if you can drop them back towards the mat again. And find your comfort zone with that straight leg, and then bend and straighten it. Very tiny movements here, but they can create a big sensation. Ujjayi breath. And then straighten, spreading the toes. And then we'll guide our toes towards the direction of the right shoulder. Notice that stretch feeling along the back of the leg, and bend and straighten. Just exploring here early in the practice, what are we bringing to the mat with these hamstrings? Maybe they're a bit tight. Now guide the toes back to neutral and take the toes in towards that left shoulder, tracking your knee, middle two toes, bend and straighten. I love to do this one with people because often if I'm on my own, I find it a bit tedious to feel that sensation in the hamstrings and I want to avoid it, but it's always good afterwards. And straighten. And now release the strap and release both legs on the mat. Already we're lengthening ourselves, getting ourselves taller. Let's put the strap to the side. Grab your block, bend your knees again, feet find the floor, foundational feet. So even in our horizontal position here, we can feel the four corners of the feet, the big toe mound, and that mound of the little toe that tries to stay a little quiet sometimes, and then the outer heel and then the inner heel, just where that arch begins. So feel that foundation of your feet. Take the block in your hand, lift the hips up towards the sky, bridging up, and then place the block under your sacrum. So we're just taking a nice spa bridge here to begin with to encourage that super opening of our sternum, of the shoulders, the collarbones. Feel that relief on the lower back as well. Just a nice spa moment here. Take the left leg long and the right leg long. Now press through your feet so as if you're pressing onto an imaginary wall, and notice that activity in your leg, it stays awake. And now you can flop them out to the side and notice the hip bones are opening up out to the outer edges of the mat. And of course, you've got the shoulder blades squeezing together and the shoulder sockets just releasing. Another lengthening. Allow the breath to travel all the way down to the feet on that inhale. And feel that sweep up the body of the exhale that's going to release any tension that you've come with in your body. Just release. In this spa supported experience, bend each knee and bring the soles of the feet to the floor. And now we're going to get our low ab activated here on the pelvic floor. So we're going to inhale, stay on that sacrum with the block and lift the knees up towards the sky. So both feet matching. And then let's straighten out the legs up like candlesticks. Take the arms, drape them next to the body, press gently into the mat with your arms and the palms, and just feel that support beneath you. And then bring the feet together and then apart. So into that V shape. The legs, noticing that activation of the lower abdominals. Inhale as they open, exhale as they come together. Now bring the candlesticks back together, spread the toes. So you're really noticing the space between the toes. And that can get challenging, especially with those baby toes. And then we're going to point and flex each foot, just tiptoeing through the tulips here, upside down. Feeling the power of the feet and all of the intricacies of the feet that keep us light on top. Bend the knees towards the chest. Give them a hug. And then exhale the feet down to the mat. Lift the hips up. Remove that block and place it to the side. And then we're going to roll over onto our belly. And again, get some length here before we try lengthening up above. So bring the forehead down to the mat. So fix the mic here and bring the forehead to the mat and the arms next to the ears in our superhero prep. So we're going to feel the length here. Inhale lengthens the body. So we really feel that breath filling that horizontal length. And exhale, feel the earth beneath you. Release out what you don't need. If it's worry or mental stress, just allow this very warm and solid planet to absorb it. That inhale is that light energy, that floating, and the exhale is that grounding. The opposing forces coming together in our practice. And now we'll do our alternating with lifting the head up with the left arm and the right leg. Allow that lightness on your inhale, and your exhale, come down to the earth, bring it all down. Alternate, we'll take the left leg up, the head, and the right arm. And then down again. Following that calm Ujjayi breath, alternate sides. We're activating those glutes and our lower abs. One more time, each side. And then let's take that superhero step pose and inhale everything, the head and the arms and the legs off the mat. Roll the shoulders away from your ears and just keep the gaze soft. But those arms and legs are super strong. And the core, point the tailbone towards the heels, hold it, inhale, exhale, come down with a release. And then with that same sense of power and length, inhale everything up. And let's paddle the legs and the arms to a nice peaceful island, swimming. Come on down. Take one ear to the mat. That comfort of the earth beneath you, this nice primal feeling of being held by the earth. So as you exhale, just allow that ear to connect. Beautiful. Inhale the head up. Use your hands beneath the shoulders to help you up. We'll come to our seated sequence. So grab a blanket. I'm going to demonstrate kneeling. And I'm going to take the blanket behind my knees, like so, to take the flexion out of the knees. If you want to take cross-legged, feel free to do that too. This kneeling is a nice way to connect to our root energy center at the base of the pelvis, as well as getting that lightness on top. So we'll be here for a few moments doing our neck release and such. So let's stay in that nice tall position through the spine. Now we're taking that spine vertically and connecting with that beautiful expansive sky above us, as well as the earth beneath. Close the eyes here. Take the hands to the thighs. So we've got our shins, in this case, shins connecting. If you're in cross-legged, you have that base of the sits bones. Your pelvis is tilting slightly forward, allowing for that lower back curve. And then as you inhale, feel length in the spine. So rising up through the crown of the head. And as you exhale, feel the shoulders drop away from the ears. We've already got that buoyancy on top. Now for a moment with your eyes closed, in your mind's eye, go to the base of the pelvis. So we've got the pelvic floor there, and that's something we need to activate when we do Warrior 3 or even Warrior 1. Many yoga poses require that activation. So you can imagine activating it as if you were taking an elevator from the pelvic floor up into the core above the belly and above the navel, and just lift up and feel that buoyancy that happens when you imagine that elevator coming up through the core of the body right into the center. So from that pelvic base all the way up to the center. And just tap into that power. And then you can open the eyes, and we'll just take our fingertips beside us, that nice tendrils into the earth. And then feel that tall spine. And we'll take an easy twist here. Left hand to right thigh. Use the directionals, drive this from the sternum and not your fingertips. But we'll take that sternum and turn it towards the right. And bring the gaze along with it, keeping it nice and steady. And then walk the fingertips behind you. Your inhale grows the spine taller. The exhale guides the twist. Maybe you'll want to bring the gaze over the right shoulder if that's in your practice right now, or just look to the side. And then come back to the center. Right hand comes to left thigh, fingertips on the left, walk back, and we take that sternum, guide it to the left. And then using those fingertips for height, inhale, and exhale, maybe look over the left shoulder. Getting through the myriad of possibilities in our spine, right? All these directions we can go. Oh, the places you'll go. Quote Dr. Seuss. Okay, come on back to face forward. And then we'll take our neck turns. So chin over right shoulder, back through center over left shoulder, and back to center, looking down, drop the chin. And looking at the heart, feeling just a break for your brain, for that weight of the head. Exhale it, lower, feel the stretch on the back of the neck. Inhale, chin up, and then we'll look up at the ceiling. And then bring the gaze to center. Inhale, see if you can get length in that spine. Exhale, let's take the right ear to right shoulder. And connecting again, staying in that center space, magnetized, but still bending away from it with that flexibility. Right hand to right ear, guide your head up nice and tall. Exhale to the other side, press the opposite fingertips nice and strong into the mat. Lifting our energy up on the inhale, exhale, connecting to the earth beneath us, to that root chakra, energy center at the base of the pelvis. Inhale, back up to center. Now we've got our neck taller. Inhale, the arms up in front of you like you're reaching out for a hug. Horizontal. And then take the back of the hands together. Inhale. On the exhale, part the seas. And then bring that energy, keep that strength in the arms as you bring it back together. And then back of the hands, inhale, exhale. Inhale back to center. Exhale, go up. Just release everything up towards the sky. And then bring the hands into prayer position. As you press the hands together, you're going to feel the shoulders engage. And then let's squiggle the hands. So keep them together. We'll just draw a wave action with the midline of the body as your guide until you get to your heart prayer center. So let's press the palms together. Notice the shoulders engage. Inhale. Exhale, drop the hands next to the body. Then we'll get some buoyancy as we take our wingspan out to the side, touching down with the fingertips and inhaling as the arms go up, gliding through the shoulder sockets, exhaling down. Follow your breath. Coming back to that idea that what we are communicating to our nervous system through this practice is really alchemical. So we're really changing the chemistry of the body. We're changing the chemistry of the brain just by slowing down and going into the subtle body. Let's bring the arms up and then sweep the right arm under left, eagle arms, elbows at shoulder height. Take the palms together or the back of the hands, bringing into the midline. Very important in balancing is our midline. Let's take the elbows away from the body and then back towards the body, squeezing the shoulder blades together. And just glide that back and forth. Nice. And then bring it back to a neutral and we'll take the elbows over to the right. Look over the right shoulder. Inhale back through center, guide those elbows over to the left and look over the left shoulder. And then guiding the elbows back again to center. Let's look up towards the sky and bring the elbows up with it, keeping that gaze nice and steady and soft. And then we'll curl the spine in kind of a cat pose. And then we'll bring the elbows towards the navel. As you take that C curve with the spine, use your exhale to really do that cleansing out and squeezing out. Inhale back up to neutral. And then sweep the arms out into that wingspan. Exhale, left arm under right. Palms together. And find that mid space, midline. And then slide the elbows out and then back towards the body. Gliding the shoulder blades on the back of the ribs. All these subtle or not so subtle actions, really restoring the body. And then come back to neutral. We'll take the elbows over to the left shoulder. Look over the left shoulder on your way. Inhaling back through center, right direction with your elbows over the right shoulder, in front of the right shoulder, and then look over. Coming back, let's take that same buoyant trip upwards with the elbows here, looking up, your third eye, the all-seeing eye looks up towards the heavens, and then come back down with your elbows, trace that line towards the navel as you curl the spine, and you feel that expansion on the back muscles. Drop the head and then come on up. Beautiful. Unwind the arms. Yes. And then we'll take our path towards standing, move the blanket to the side, and we'll take our all fours. And we'll gradually go up through our down dog. So shins are based hip width apart, feet hip width apart. Curl the toes under. Let's feel the full ray of sunshine with our fingers. So we're really spreading them out and pressing in through all those mounds. And then lift the knees off the floor. And you can bend and straighten each leg. So bringing the heel to the floor. The ears the head is kind of in between the arms, ears to arm kind of connection there. Pedal the feet. Feel a lift again, inhaling. So you, as if somebody's lifting you up at the waist or at the hip point, hip hinge. Find that floating sensation upward and then come down. You can come to tiptoes with your knees bent, bringing the ribs to the thighs. On your exhale, see if those heels come towards the earth a little more. Notice the length in the spine. And then bend the knees, walk the hands to the feet. And we'll spend a moment here upside down, taking the thumbs to the elbow creases. If this keeping the straight legs is bothering your lower back, just keep the knees bent. Or if that's even uncomfortable, you can take your fingertips and come up to a flat back. So but if you're comfortable hanging down, feel the release of the head. So it's naturally a traction for your neck to have that head hanging and not making any effort. And hopefully some other stress will exit as well. And then take the fingertips to the mat, keep the knees bent, come up to a flat back. Pull the fingers towards the feet and just feeling that energy of lengthening through your spine. Take the hands to the top of the thighs, the hip crease, and then come on up, keeping the knees bent. Nice, and end up at the bottom of the mat. So let's review some Warrior 3 tips as we are going to transition from one pose to another. But I want to talk a little bit about it. So I'm going to take the chair at the top of the mat and just place it there for future reference. But let's come to the bottom of the mat, and I want to come into a mountain pose with the reminders that we're going to follow through with Warrior 3. So let's take the feet to the mat and have that nice spread toes. And just notice the four corners again. And the energy of the feet is magnetized together. So we always want to connect all the dots, right? Even though we're going out in these poses and things are reaching out, we can still connect those further points together. So let's magnetize the feet together. And now in our mountain, feeling that length of the spine, pointing the tailbone down, we're going to just travel up the body to some of those landmarks. So we're going to get to the knees, and now we're going to bend and straighten the knees. So just gently point the tailbone down and bend the knee, and then straighten the leg. So very subtle, just a few inches here, but this can help engage your quads. So traveling up the leg as we straighten the leg, feel the quads engage when they get to that straight place, and then just feel the kneecap lift, or you can even look down as you keep that quad engaged. You're allowing that nice healthy tracking in the knee. So keep that sense of engagement. Okay. And then traveling up the body, we're traveling now to that bandha again, that pelvic floor, that energy center of our root. So that same elevator effect, let's try to engage and lift up through the middle. Okay. And then as we take that balance, we're going to engage that bandha again. And then our glutes, nice big muscles to support a lovely posture, and arms next to the body. So now we got those opposing forces that are going to unite. So we've got the feet using that root effect into the earth, feeling that strong connection through the whole spread foot on the floor. But at the same time, through an inhale, you feel that lift of the crown of the head upward. So an exhale, again, connecting to the feet. Spend a couple of breaths here, just feeling that energy of opposing forces coming together in a wonderful way to support a nice, strong posture. Great. So those are some things that we're going to keep in mind as we try out different ways to get into Warrior 3. Take the hands to the hips and just notice we're getting into these poses that are keeping the hips even. So that's a goal as well. And keep your mind light, keep your mind playful. Let's take the right foot forward and step forward towards the top of the mat. So one common way to get into Warrior 3 is through Warrior 1. So you guys are familiar with it. So we'll angle that back foot towards the edge about 30 degrees and keep that front foot nice and straight towards the top of the mat. And let's check in with the hips here. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, see if you can guide the hips forward as you connect the feet together so that that energy travels up the leg and you've got your nice foundation. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, and then we're going to bend that front knee towards the middle 2 toes. Coming into warrior 1, as you know, you need to adjust that back foot sometimes to get yourself a little bit lower, as if you had a weight in your right hip and you're just connecting there. Great. So we'll get into warrior 3 a couple of ways just to play around with the possibilities. And there we have our hands on our hips, we have like superhero way, we have wings out to the side, and we can reach. So there's all kinds of ways to get into it, but let's keep our hands at the hips to start, right? So from here, lengthen forward and lean forward at the right hip crease. Great. And so you want to keep that healthy tracking of your front knee. And then we're going to just lean forward and then begin to tiptoe the left foot forward and then straighten out the right leg. Okay, all the while check in with your hips. Again, they might want to go out to the side, so keep them forward. And then when we're here, we're just going to let go of the weight on the left. Inhale, grow tall, lengthen from that pelvis upward and let go of the weight. So stay here in this diagonal. Okay, you're just leaning forward in the diagonal right now, and take your back foot and imagine pressing it into a wall. And so that there's a surface there to connect the crown of the head to the back foot. And then bend the front knee and come back to warrior 1. So glide back into warrior 1. That back foot finds the base again. Great. So we've got nice active legs, active feet, all the messages, lots of messages. So we're just going to play with it without too many more messages. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, take that same lean forward and tiptoe off your left side. See if you can find that hips even with the hands on the hips. And another step here is we're going to take the arms long next to the body, palms up. Keep the heart shining. And now just find that diagonal balance. Strong through the right side, foot, quads, glutes. Oh, just saying those words, I can feel the activation of our foundation, right? So we're hinging, but only diagonally. And keep those arms nice and active, palms towards the sky. Lengthen, exhale, and bend the front knee and come back to warrior 1. So already we're getting a nice quad activation here and hip flexors on the right side. So you have a choice with coming into warrior 1 as we try to come a little more toward a horizontal. You can balance with your hands in prayer. You can come out to wingspan arms, or you can superhero it out to the side, and all the while you can also hold on to the chair. Hands to hips. Inhale, feel that tall length of a warrior energy, and then lean forward, tiptoe, straighten the front leg, let go of that weight in the back. And now hinge as you guide your hips, just hinge to whatever level of diagonal or horizontal you want. You can hold onto the chair and allow yourself to find that sense of horizontal, keeping the gaze steady about a foot in front of your mat. And take whatever arms you want here if you want to play with this wingspan. And step back, bend the front knee, and come out of it. And if you can step forward to the front of the mat, great. I don't know about you, but I felt like, okay, that hip complex on the right, good workout. So we're going to come down. If you can step away from your chair, inhale the arms up towards the sky. Look up at your hands, feel that prayer position connecting you into the center, into the midline, And draw that line down through the third eye, past the mouth, past the throat, to the heart. Let's inhale that one more time. Inhale. Ujjayi breath, bringing it all into center, to the heart. Hinging at the front hip, at the hip, come down into a forward bend. You can bend the knees, the hands find the mat. We're just going to come to downward dog so we can find our way to the back of the mat again. Maybe the downward dog has a little more flexibility this time. Bend the knees, walk the hands back to the feet. This time, take the fingertips to the mat, so our spider hands. Inhale into a flat back, feeling that buoyancy in the back body. Exhale, take the hands to the hip crease and come on up. Find your strong mountain, that bandha, that root chakra, lifting you up at the same time as connecting with the foundation. Step forward with your left foot. Find that same stance for warrior one. Inhale, exhale, bend the front knee. And we'll come down as if you had a weight in your left hip. That's the foundation, the feet drawing together. Glutes engaged, hips even. Inhale. We'll take here on this side. No, I didn't do it on the other side. Sorry, I lift the arms up, but that's okay. Sweep the arms next to the body, hands to hips. And now from here, we'll transition to a warrior three. Tiptoe the right, or lean forward, tiptoe the right foot forward, straighten out the left leg. And with the hands on the hips, we'll just let go of that weight on the right side. Hinge forward diagonally. We don't want to lock the front knee. We want to keep it nice and engaged with those quads and glute. Bend the knee slightly, bring your right foot back. Exhale. Find the center again, connect with the midline, that vertical midline, drawing it all together. And then we'll lean forward again. And then tiptoe forward. And again, let's try to bring this to a horizontal and take the arms next to the body with the palms up, or keep it at diagonal, but activate your right foot. So that imaginary wall there, supporting that length, and the gaze soft and steady. Bend the left knee, come on back to warrior one. So the idea is to gracefully transition between the two. We'll try it again with whatever arms you want, out in our wingspan, superhero, or keep them in prayer or at the side. Tiptoe forward, take the arms that you would like, and see about flying. Remember, inhale, that back body gets that upward feeling. Exhale, find your nice strong tower on the left. Draw it into the center. And if you want to hold the chair, that's fine. Bend the left knee. Reach back with your right toes. And then step forward into mountain. Shake the legs out. Oh, yeah, it's okay. Come on forward. And then I'm going to show you another way to get into warrior three, which is a challenge, but might as well, I'd like to show it to you because some people do get into it that way. So to come to the middle of the mat, you can have the chair in front of you and find the feet nice and solid in mountain. And then strong tower on your left side, lift your right knee up towards into that right angle. And then drawing that bent knee back, drawing the front knee, we're going to go back as if we're moving towards that warrior three, right? So you're reaching the leg back. Yes, it's more challenging. Micro bend your front leg and just see if you can tilt forward from here. I know it's challenging. Hands on the chair, reach forward and just feel the bent leg in the back reaching up before you straighten it. It's definitely a more challenging way to get into it, but it can also be a nice way to grow with the pose. And then inhale, lightly come up back to vertical and bring the right foot down. Come onto the right side, inhale the left knee up. Exhale, reach that leg back. So allow that energy of the left leg coming back to tilt you forward. And keep the knee bent just as you find that evenness through the hips, the strong right tower, and then straighten the left leg. Practice from here. Just a couple of options here to challenge yourself on your own. And then you can lightly inhale up to vertical. Ooh, and bring the left leg down. I know that's quite a quad and hip buster there. So congratulate yourself for experimentation and for bringing those light upper sky energy together with our nice, strong earth energy. Come to the bottom of the mat. Great. Inhale the arms above the head, and then swan dive yourself back down to the mat through a forward bend. Bend the knees, walk the hands out, top of the mat. And then bring the knees down and just snake yourself down to the mat. Taking the hands on the outside of the shoulders, forehead to the mat. We find the earth again. Pulling back with your hands, tops of the feet on the mat, toes on the mat. Point the tailbone down towards those heels. Pull away with your hands. Inhale into baby cobra. Elbows to ribs. And come down again. 3 cobras, inhale. Exhale down. 1 more cobra. Exhale down. And just rest here for a moment. On your next inhale, take the forearms in front of you. Take the palms down. And just feel that tailbone pointing towards the heels. And if you want to stay in a diagonal plane with your spine, just bring it down instead of looking up through the heart space into Sphinx. You can have a lower Sphinx as well. Come down to that diagonal with the spine. So look down, bring your gaze down in between the hands, and then bring the hands into prayer position beneath your face. Press them together. So we're going to do some little core activation here as well. So right now we're pointing that tailbone towards the heels, pressing the forearms into the mat, shoulders away from ears. And then we're going to take the right toes, curl them under, and the left toes and curl them under. Press strong through your shoulder energy there, armpits towards ribs. Lift the right knee off the floor, and then the left knee. Crown of the head to the heels, lengthen on your inhale, press through the forearms, forearm plank. Exhale, find your foundation. And then 1 knee down, other knee down. And then snake the spine down, pillow for the head with your hands. Take the forehead down to your hands. Find your breath. One more breath here. And then roll over onto your back. And before we twist, just take an easy pose here with the knees together and the feet wide apart. Arms next to the body, palms up towards the sky. Noticing that the curve of your lower back is lifting off the mat. And we've got the sacrum and the skull aligned. Take a tour right here of the body. So noticing after we warmed up our muscles with that challenging balance, Take a tour and notice what's been activated, what's changed. Coming back to Ujjayi breath. That soothing breath that's in the back of the throat. Giving us stability and calm, still energy to the body. Great. Flutter your eyes open. Roll over onto your right side. And we'll just wave our action into our twist today. So we're going to take the palms together, arms parallel, and then sweep the left arm up towards the sky, and keeping that pelvis perpendicular to the floor. Notice the stretch along the collarbones, reaching fingertip to fingertip as you face the sky with that heart, the back body connecting to the earth. Staying in this long T position. Use that same bandha, that same pelvic floor strength to stabilize as you take those knees, bring them up towards the sky, and then balancing on your sacrum, we're going to come over to the left side. So try to keep those T arms. You'll get a little rise out of that right shoulder. That's okay. Keeping the knees together. Let's find that perpendicular pelvis to floor connection on the other side as we stay open in this twist. Right shoulder is going to lift up, and then we'll take the right arm up towards the sky and meet the left palm, right palm to left palm on the other side. Inhale, let's take the right arm again and reach out long, really long horizontal connection here. Exhale, feel the back body connect. And then let's take those knees. You can keep your feet on the floor if you need to, if that hurts your back or anything like that. Bring the knees over to the other side. Feel that twist and then feel the rising up. Left hand meets right on the other side. Sweep it down as you pause. And then left arm up again. Feel this nice, soft, fluid wave action. Knees stay together, travel up, trace that line over to the other side, onto your left side. Staying open across the arms, and now lift the right arm up and close it down. This is like a book, pages that are slowly fluttering in the wind. Try again. Swing side to side. And one more rotation here. And we'll meet on our right side. And then roll over onto your back. Take the knees together again. We'll windshield wiper our legs. So take the right knee towards the left foot along the shin. Take the arms next to the body. Traveling across that midline. A gentle twist. What quality do you have in the breath now that you didn't have before? Bring the thumbs to the elbow creases and slide those elbows side to side. And so let's take the head side to side, opposite of the arms. So we have the full spine twist. The eyes follow the arms. So So you're bringing your eyes into that full side to side muscle action. Somehow, chemically or magically or something, activating the eyes in this horizontal plane sends a message to the vagus nerve, big nerve in the body, to activate into our very healthy rest position. And then bring the knees together, take the arms out to the side, palms up. Now that we've told our body kindly to come to active rest, we can come to our Shavasana. So take the right leg out long and the left leg out long, get yourself comfortable, and take the length of the arms into the mat, lift up in the sternum, squeeze the shoulder blades together. And as you exhale, notice the shoulders melting. So in a yoga class in person, I will come around and help people's shoulders down. So this is a nice way to do this DIY at home. Flop the feet out to the side. Taking a scan here, notice the subtle energies that are activated in the body from our practice. If it's a nice bright feeling in the fingertips, or a sensation just more in contact with the toes, or just the little toe. Allow the tongue to drop into the back, so just relax the tongue. If you can relax the eyes as well, just the eye sockets. And let's take this to the ears, so you can actually subtly relax the ears through your breath, Ujjayi breath. Bringing your mind's eye to the scalp, you can relax the scalp. Allow the skin to release as well, the whole body. Noticing the shape of your body on the earth. Our body sending out energetic fields wherever we are, our existence. We're sending light out at all times through our amazing blood flow, vital organs, everything. It's all working in harmony. So let's send out that harmony, peaceful message out to the planet, to our favorite beings, to those we do not know, to those non-favorite beings as well. Sending out harmony outward from our practice. Follow your breath all the way through the body. Release and wiggle your fingers and your toes. Bend the elbows and the knees. Roll your warrior self over to your right side. Press the hands into the earth and find your way up to a seated position. And then let's take our hands together in front of the heart. Take the palms together and the fingertips down towards the earth. And then back of the hands together, roll the palms out. So we're just receiving energy and sending it out at the same time. Warriors of peace. And bring that back to the body. And to prayer. Thank you so much for joining me in this practice today. Namaste.